Hey guys, welcome to the Moment of Clarity, Lessons in Leadership. I'm Dr. Williams, and today we're going to talk about lessons in a pencil. Stay tuned. All right, guys, welcome to the Moment of Clarity. Listen, this is going to be an interesting topic. I was scrolling on Instagram one day, and I saw a post that said, what can we learn from a pencil? So I began to ponder that thought. I began to think about it. And sometimes you can be so deep, sometimes you can be so intricate that people don't want to follow you or people don't want to listen to you because every time you have something to say, it's something so deep that they have to think to grasp. And so this will not be deep. This will be something that is very surface level, and you can take it as deep as you would like to take it. So as I looked at a pencil, I thought that there are at least 3 lessons from a pencil that we can learn as leaders. Listen, here's the first lesson that I think we need to learn. You have to be sharpened to be your most efficient self. You've got to be sharpened to be the most efficient leader that you can be. Listen, if you take that pencil and you don't sharpen it at all, you won't be able to write anything. Right? If you take that pencil and you sharpen it so that it's a dull pencil, you'll be able to write, but it won't be as efficient as it could be. But if you take time to sharpen that pencil to a fine tip, it's going to be efficient and effective. Listen, we have to find ways as leaders to sharpen ourselves. Listen, how do you do that? Let me give you a few things that you need to make sure you do if you plan on sharpening yourself as a leader. Here's one thing that you need to make sure you do. You need to make sure that you have people around you that are sharpening you as a leader. And let me share a little secret with you. Those people may not always be people that you like. There are people that are around us as leaders that sometimes we just get aggravated with them being around us, but they are also pulling something out of us that's causing us to grow as a leader. Yeah, I'm talking about that teacher that's in your building that gets on your nerves and everybody else's nerves. I'm talking about that employee that is late every day. I'm talking about that employee that doesn't work to their full potential because they're only going to do what's in the job description. Listen, those people too are people who will sharpen you so that you can tap into the potential you have as a leader. Listen, not only do you need those people around you that are sharpening you, but you need resources. Listen, you need to read. I'm going to say that again. You need to read. If you're not a reader, you're not your best self as a leader. You have to be able to always be studying and reading something. Now, that doesn't mean you have to have a paper book. You can use your phone, but you have to be reading something, articles, whatever. Always be in a perpetual state of reading and studying because you cannot be the most effective leader if you're not a reader. You have to stay on top of your craft. And you got to constantly be sharpening yourself. Listen, that first lesson is you will not be your most efficient or effective self if you're not sharpened. And that sharpening process hurts sometimes. You've got to be willing to be sharpened to be effective. Listen, here's the second point, a lesson in leadership from a pencil, as a pencil has an eraser. Right, you're going to make mistakes almost daily as a leader in some way. And the scary part about the mistakes that we make in leadership is that oftentimes we don't see the fruit or the ramifications of those mistakes for a time well off from where we are now. Listen, and sometimes we don't understand it until we get results. Sometimes we don't see the mistakes, but you have to always know that a pencil presupposes that some mistakes are going to be made, and that's why the eraser is up there. You have to always know that in some way, shape, form, or fashion, I'm going to make a mistake. What do I do when I make those mistakes? Listen, the greatest leaders that I've ever worked for, some of the greatest leaders that I've ever seen, always admit to the mistakes that they make. Listen, they will always say, hey, I dropped the ball on this. I dropped the ball on that. I owe you one. That's one of my favorite phrases. I owe you one. Listen, I have days and weeks where I make so many mistakes, where I may tell someone I'm going to do something and it totally slips my mind. It may be a student, a parent, a staff member, and it totally slips my mind. And I always come back to them and say, you know what? I owe you one. I dropped the ball on that. Listen, a pencil has an eraser because there is always that propensity to make a mistake. Nobody's perfect, right? Listen, when I work with my students, when I work with my own kids at home, and they try to do their homework with a pen, I tell them no, because I guarantee you at some point in you completing these assignments, you're going to make mistakes. And you're going to need that pencil because it comes with an eraser, right? And as you're being sharpened as a leader, understand this lesson, as you're being sharpened like that pencil is being sharpened, it is always accompanied with mistakes. Let me say that again. When you're being sharpened, whether or not you're studying, you're reading, you're dealing with other people, when you're being sharpened, it always comes with mistakes. A pencil without an eraser is something that you don't want or need. Listen, let's go to point number 3, and this is the most important point. This is the one that you can apply in your life. You can apply everywhere. As a leader, is this major point that the best of us is inside of us. Listen, you don't have to go far to figure that out. Just go look in the mirror. The best of us is inside of us. Listen, a pencil has to be sharpened so that what's inside comes to the exterior. Listen, that lead comes to the exterior and you're able to efficiently and effectively use that pencil. But it doesn't happen until what is inside comes out to the exterior. Listen, we always look at the exterior of people. They look nice, they dress nice, they have the red bottoms on, they come in with the suit and tie, and they're dripping, right? But what we miss is that there's something going on internally inside of them that makes us that leader we want to follow. It's something inside of them that makes them that leader that we want to follow. Listen, it's not just how you present yourself, although that's important. It's also the intangibles that's inside of you that cause you to be the leader that people want to follow. Listen, if nobody's following you, you're just walking, right? You want to be that leader that pulls not only those intangibles out of you by sharpening yourself, but you want to be that sharpener for other people so that the intangibles inside of them come to the exterior, right? And you want to be the type of leader that can pull out of people what they didn't know was even there. Let me say that again. You want to be the type of leader that pulls out of them what they didn't know was even there. And great leaders can take the lead that's inside a pencil, fine tune and sharpen the wood that's on the outside, and cause that pencil to be as efficient and effective as it could possibly be. Listen, you got to be sharpened to be effective. You got to recognize that you're going to make mistakes. And you've got to know that inside of you as a leader, your best qualities are not what you look like, but they're the intangibles inside. And though that is true of every person that you lead, there's something inside of them that you have to tap into if you want them to go to the next level. Listen, leave me a comment below. Like, share, and subscribe. And remember, if no one's following you, you're just walking. Until next time.